Welcome to the Dansports.tips MLB preview for today, the 4th of May. If it wasn't for copyright issues, if it wasn't for copyright issues in the blown save by Jonathan Papelbon, then I'd probably be playing Oh What a Night right now. We got ourselves back on track. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we're now into profit for the season. There are a lot of plays tonight, so we're going to either dig ourselves back into that hole we've just dug ourselves out of, or we're going to kick on into May as predicted and hopefully go on a good run. So I'm going to run through them quick fire, and I'll start with the first game, which is the New York Mets against the Atlanta Braves. Steven Matz will pitch for the Mets tonight. He's recovered very nicely from a horrific season debut. The Braves do not score a lot of runs. They do strike out a lot. It's hard to imagine the Mets offense being shut down again for a second night in a row, particularly against a right-handed starter who they've had their way with this year. Julius Shaquem will pitch. He has struggled in his last two starts against the Mets with an ERA approaching 6 in those games, so we will take the Mets to cover the run line tonight. The Seattle Mariners against the Oakland Athletics. It's time for the King to take his throne as the all-time wins leader for Seattle. Felix is on the hill today. He needs one more win to be the all-time wins leader for the franchise. He's had good success against Oakland, an ERA around 2.5 with over 40 starts against them. The inexperienced rookie Sean Mannion will make his second career start for Oakland against this lineup of Seattle. That's not a great thing for us really, because the Seattle lineup doesn't necessarily hit lefties as well. A lot of their power hits left-handed, and I do think the way the two lineups have been trending, though, that Seattle will score enough runs anyway, and the mismatch on the hill is quite large with Mania against Hernandez. Mania allowed 4 runs in 6 innings against Houston, who haven't been hitting at all, and Seattle are swinging the bat well at the moment, so I think that Seattle will cover the run line tonight. Detroit against the Cleveland Indians. On the face of this matchup, the pitching, I would say that you would give the advantage to Cleveland on the bare face of it. I'm not a man who trusts the Indians lineup. That's well documented if you've been watching this show for any amount of time. The heart of Detroit's lineup, Kinsler, Upton, Cabrera, JD and Victor Martinez, can hit against anybody, and as a rule, particularly Victor Martinez and Miguel Cabrera have hit Kluber hard. The former Cy Young winner got through against them unscathed the last time round, but he does carry a 4.03 ERA and a 3-6 record against Detroit. He's been hit hard by the middle of this lineup. Martinez has got 3 home runs off him, Victor that is, I think. Certainly Cabrera hits over 500 against Kluber with a couple of home runs as well. Anibal Sanchez is on the hill for Detroit. He's been walking too many batters. He is showing some signs of rediscovering his better form. If he gets the run support, then there's every chance Detroit will win this game and we can bag a nice winner. It's taken with a little bit of trust in Anibal Sanchez, but I certainly think it's worthy of a play. The Baltimore Orioles are hosting their division rivals, the New York Yankees, tonight. We are going to oppose CC Sabathia in this game. He's 0-5 in his last 8 at Camden Yards with a 5.64 ERA. We are having to trust that the youngster Tyler Wilson, who will pitch for Baltimore, will keep the Yankees in check, but they are not hitting at the moment. And he has looked solid in his starts against Kansas City and the White Sox, so we are just going to wait for the O's to tee off on Sabathia tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays will host the Texas Rangers at Rogers Center in a playoff rematch. Colby Lewis, who has got home run issues, will pitch for Texas tonight. He's unsurprisingly struggled on his visits north of the border to Rogers Center to face this power-heavy Toronto lineup. His ERA in 10 visits to Rogers Center is north of 7. The Jays offense did finally pull out of their slump and put some runs on the board last night. They do have the opportunity with Lewis visiting to well and truly put that spell behind them tonight. Aaron Sanchez will oppose for Toronto. Slightly concerned as to how he will perform, as he struggled the last time out, and the Rangers do have a number of lefties who hit for power, and that has been the Achilles heel of Sanchez when he's been a starter, getting the lefties out. So I'm not going to go massive on stakes. I was initially tempted to make this quite a large bet, but because of the Sanchez worries, I think I'll keep it fairly, middle stakes if you like. Those are the games I'll be playing today. Best of luck if you're joining me. Play ball.